Welcome to Empower Talks, a place where we dissect the professional environment to empower each other professionally to reach our own potentials. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. Today, I have a co-host. His name is Siyabonga. But let me introduce myself first. My name is Matlhogonolo Matlaisane. I'm an auditor by profession. I'm also a treasurer of the Toastmasters Club of the Institute of Internal Auditors. I will let Siyabonga to introduce himself. Siyabonga, how are you?
Hi, I'm good and self, Miss Nolo. How are you doing?
I am so well in this load shedding on stage 6. Yes, our life, yes, I'm surviving with the 4 hours of no electricity. But this is South Africa.
Too bad.
Yes.
Hey, it's too bad, hey? Yeah,
it's very bad.
Yeah, no, it's very bad. It's very bad, and a lot of businesses are being negatively affected by this, so it's bad.
Yes, it's very interesting because you are also okay. Let me not introduce you. Please introduce yourself first.
Okay, so my name is Siyabonga. Surname is Mthembu. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, a public and professional speaker. I do facilitation, and I'm a sales coach. So that's who am I in a nutshell. So as an author, I'm an author of starting a business and closing sales. So I'm more on the entrepreneurship side. So that's what I do. And that's why.
Very interesting. So as an entrepreneur, the conversation now will be an entrepreneur versus an auditor. I know you will. It's going to be very interesting. I'm sure when you meet auditors, it would be in a very tense situation, if you know what
Formal
I mean.
phase where where we need to file for return.
I know, but now we are having a very civil conversation, a fun conversation, still with an auditor. Yes. And our topic today is breaking the barriers of success. I'm very much interested. Please tell us about yourself, where you come from. Have you ever worked a 9 to 5, and how did you break into your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, so funny enough, I've never drawn up a CV with the purpose of going to look for work. So I've never been employed. And yeah, so I've always been self-employed. And I started from school. I remember my first business. I started my first business at grade 10, and it pushed up until I finished matric. So yeah, that's where I started.
Wow. And it's very interesting because we are completely from different worlds. I'm a corporate girl. I've always been a corporate girl. When I finished at varsity, the first thing I did was polish up my CV and apply. I'm still a corporate girl, so it's very interesting. But how is it out there?
Okay, so I grew up in Tembisa, and Tembisa is one of the busiest townships here in South Africa. So like being an entrepreneur in a township is different being an entrepreneur like in town, like corporate space. It's something that when I ventured into, it was completely new for me. So I had to break certain barriers. How you sell in the township versus how you sell in companies is too different. So as far as I've been in entrepreneurship space for too long, there are certain things that I needed to learn for me to survive in the corporate space.
True, I can imagine. I'm also a girl from, they say, Pitori Matlhaeng.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Mopane. So I understand the dynamics of actually being an entrepreneur in a township. It's completely different. And how your neighbor will expect credit, even if it's month end, but they'll. But
exactly.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you started in the township. Usually we start in corporate And then when you're tired of corporate, you think,
Then you see,
maybe let me move it. You know, and we start with what we call a side hustle. Then the side hustle turns into something permanent, if it ever turns into something permanent. What would you? Because remember, with a 9 to 5, there's a job security,
that's
and
true.
yes, security makes you sleep at night, and yeah, unlike when you're an entrepreneur, you need to be preparing invoices, you know.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
what what makes you wake up every day and still do the very same thing?
So if there's any topic that I love in life, it's self-reliance. I've always loved
Oh,
the topic self-reliance. So I've been pursuing how to become self-reliant. So uh, as a result, I started over 20 businesses, jumping from this idea to this idea in pursuit for self-reliance. So being self-reliant is what pushes me every time when I see that, what, I can become self-reliant and help others to become self-reliant. That pushes me. That gives me energy. That gives me a reason to wake up in the morning.
wow. I think you just gave me, yeah, some motivation. And yeah, yes. And when you are self-reliant, you're able to push conversations the way you want to, and the whole narrative. I love I love the whole self-reliance. Wow. Hmm. I think we started on a good
Yeah, for
note. In the
sure.
first 5 minutes, you've
Yeah,
given us some nuggets to think about. Because yeah, I think you are teaching also myself as a 9 to 5 girl that, the security in the night, it's not like in the past when I started working, job security was a sure thing, unlike now. But now when
yeah.
you're talking about self-reliance, it's changing the whole dynamic and the way I think. And I'm sure people who are joining us on this podcast will also have an aha moment and think about it. But thanks for that. And
You're welcome.
how are you doing with the electricity? We talked about load shedding. I'm currently a bit load shed, so don't be misled by this whole light that is in the background. But how are you surviving in the load shedding? We hear about it in the news. Every day they say businesses are not surviving. But when it comes, I think last year or earlier this year, there was an article on Sowetan where they named each business that has closed because of load shedding. And when it comes to the detail, that's when you realize that it's actually affecting entrepreneurs. It's also affecting us, by the way, in corporate, because it means jobs have to be shared. Um, but how is that affecting you as a businessman? And because our topic is also breaking the barriers of success, because load shedding can also be that barrier, a huge barrier. How are you able to actually break that barrier?
Okay, so you know, funny enough, like I think it was 2017. There's a business that I ran, and the business did well to a point that I ended up not being able to manage things. Like, what, I thought like things would automatically be okay, and
Yes.
at some point I forgot. Like, so there's a guy that I am friends with. He once said something, and what he said is, "This too shall pass." And when he said
Mm.
"this too shall pass," he was not only referring to the hard times, but even the good times. Sometimes when our businesses are doing well, are thriving, we tend to forget that that season will come where your business is not doing well. So we fail to plan. By the time when we are pushing and we are making money, we fail to plan our business and prepare them for the times when things are not going well. So I made that mistake. When the business was doing well, there was no investment, there was nothing that was put on the side. And that time passed where the business was doing well. And when I went back and we looked at our books, we noticed that there was a lot of mismanagement. And with that mismanagement, I noticed that, you know what, I need a break, because on that business we were working and we were making good money, but there was no time to rest. So with not having time to rest, when we rested, the problem that we were having is that we were working, but we didn't have equal results in terms of the energy that we are investing. So with that, I then wanted to look, why are we not progressing? And that's when I started writing my book that is called Starting a Business and Closing Sales. Because what I noticed is that we are able to make money, but we don't know how to keep it because we had not learned to do that. So that on its own, it was a barrier, because we are working and we are making money, but we are not growing. So that barrier, we needed to break it. And the only way to break it, it was for us to have skills to manage the money that we were making. So I decided to take a break. So when I came back, I structured two businesses, one for winter and one for summer and spring. It was a
Wow.
bakery and a beverage business. So
Hmm.
the beverage business is doing well when it's hot and it's spring, but the bakery is slow during that time, and the bakery is doing well when it's winter. But now when it's winter, electricity becomes a problem, and when electricity becomes a problem, it means now I have two businesses that are dead weight. The other one is not doing because of the weather condition, and the other one is not doing well because of the state of the country in terms of load shedding. So as a result, I'm now finding myself having stresses left and right, and at some point I had to decide to close down the bakery. So that's how it has affected me. But in that way,
Wow.
I think I made a good choice to join Toastmasters, because I started taking my talent serious to a point that now when I go out and speak, it's business. It's no longer doing something that I love. So now, as a public and professional speaker, I had to break the barrier of doing it for free and so forth. Now I'm doing it like and charging. So that barrier, which is electricity, led me to take speaking serious. And as a speaker, I'm satisfied.
Hmm. And talking about Toastmasters, I'm also a member of Toastmasters. I'm actually the
Oh,
treasurer of
yes.
Toastmasters, the Institute of Internal Auditors Toastmasters. So I call myself the moneymaker. The
Yeah.
interesting thing is we are paying for this club to be part of this club. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a very affordable, but
That's cool.
we don't have plans to have some return on investment. In my presentation of the audit reports, that's not enough. And again, I'd say you are motivating the 9 to 5 gang that we actually need to have. When you are joining this club, make it a point that there's a point that there should be some return on investment. You can't do everything
That's
for
cool.
free forever. I think the
That's
artists
cool.
also complain about that everybody wants to book them for free, nobody wants to pay.
For sure.
So, and how are we going to be breaking this barrier? Because honestly speaking, we need money. Part of breaking the
Mm.
barrier, you need money. For you to open company A, you need money. So how are we going to break this barrier if we are not actually charging for our services? So I think that's also one thing that I'm taking. So I'm making my notes next to me and having and I'm having an aha moment. And I hope the people that are joining us are also enjoying this conversation. So now I'm very successful. Patting yourself on the shoulder.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, success for me is getting what I want. So success is an everyday thing, and I think as long as I still live, I can never get to a point where I would say I have reached the ceiling,
Yeah.
the ceiling in terms of success. Because success for me is like the goals that I set for the day towards the bigger goal, which is the bigger goal is becoming self-reliant. I have a dream of creating self-reliant centers where, like, personally, I'm a go-getter. And I'm aware of the fact that there are some people who are not go-getters. They need guidance. They need people to assist them. They need people to help them find their own path. So I refer to myself as the pathfinder in the
Wow.
entrepreneurship space. So as the pathfinder, what you do, you go out there and you find a way to make things easier. You find a way to make things simple for other people. And that on its own, it's becoming a business for me. So when I go out and find the path and I come back and I share with you, I need to get rewards for that. So how do I do it to a point where even when I'm not there, it's able to operate? When I reach a level where I'm saying I built a system that can assist someone who is not self-reliant, who's dependent, and they have become self-reliant, and it's a system that led uh, that person to become, or it's a generic system that anyone can go into and become self-reliant, then I would consider myself successful.
Hmm. I like that. For me, success
Yeah,
is everybody has their own goals, and in that goals, there will be milestones that you have to achieve. Even if you've
that's true.
achieved one out of 100,
Still
personally,
a
because the
success.
world, if you, yes, it's still a success because the world also has their own narrative of success. But in
That's
your
true.
little corner, even if you've achieved just one milestone, that's my definition of success. You know,
Yeah.
Sia, I've been talking a lot and asking you a lot of questions. I think I'm used to being an auditor. You know, an auditor, we interview,
Yeah.
but not today. You can ask me any questions.
You know, okay, there's one stereotype that I've been fighting against, and at some point I've found people who have taken the pleasure to also educate me and correct me. Because when I fought that stereotype, I fought it on the basis of do not belittle what you are doing. I have so much respect for people who wake up each and every morning and go to work, 9 to 5. People who are employed, because it takes discipline for you to stay on a job for over 15 years, for over 20 years. So in your space, I would like to know that what is it that keeps you going? What is it that motivates you? Because for me, not having got the opportunity to be in a corporate space, it has it has it has given me challenges when I wanted to go in. So what are the challenges that you face, and what keeps you going? What keeps you going in your own space? Nolo, Matlhogonolo,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
In my own space.
Did you get my
It's
question?
very much, yes. My job is very much people reliant. But also, what makes me, I believe in the concept of motivating yourself. So if somebody does not have a time to motivate yourself, and we have different ways of motivating ourselves. Some can actually listen to podcasts or anything like that. But um, one thing that corporate will teach you is discipline. That for everything you need to be disciplined because you'll have deadlines. Um, so you'll be given a project and you have to finish it within 5 days. So one thing that I that I am actually that's driving me and actually why I'm still here whilst I'm managing my side hustle so that I can eventually move and be a full-time entrepreneur. But it's more of discipline. And what makes me wake up at night every morning? Yo, salary. Huh?
Yeah, the money, yeah, good motivation.
We've got to be honest. Hey? we've got to be honest. So first and foremost,
For sure.
bills have to be paid, you know, and
That's
you've
true.
got to eat. Yes, but over and because you also can't live only for money. But over and above that, the satisfaction that after you've issued an audit report that you've helped somebody, that you've helped somebody with their processes, improve their processes, and you've added value in their processes. I think that's what's making me. That's the core of my career.
Oh, okay. So in fighting the stereotype that I was telling you about, the stereotype basically is being an entrepreneur and looking at people who are waking up for 9 to 5 and think that they are slaving. I
Mm.
say, as an entrepreneur who is looking to build a multinational company, you cannot say other people are slaving, knowing that at some point you'll
Yes.
have to hire people, because you will be demotivating people who should be working with you. So I'd like to know from you, what is your attitude towards the company? Do you see yourself as one of the people who should be driving the success of the company that you work for, or you feel that, you know what, I'm here, but for a time, soon I'll jump ship? Like, what is your attitude towards your work?
So obviously, I will soon jump ship, but I like the fact that, yes, I'm very much aware that entrepreneurs consider the 9 to 5 gang as slaves. But also remember that we don't have we don't have the same goals in life. One person, and we don't have the same attributes. One person will have that whole gut of being an entrepreneur. Like you've never worked a 9 to 5. Not everybody has that gut to start their business. So, and I like the fact that you mentioned that these very slaves have to work for you, you know. Um, so for me, I will definitely cross. I will definitely jump ship very soon. You know, in the 9 to 5 gang never keep a job for long. So I'm just telling you because you are going to be employing people and you have employed people. People will
Yeah.
resign, and people
Yeah.
resign for different reasons. Sometimes they resign because of a boss. Sometimes they resign because of career progressions. So it will be different reasons why people resign. But yes, for me, jumping ship, I promote it. But also for the ones that also want to work for a company for a long time, I also say if that's what you what will make you sleep at night, then that's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So now looking at the fact that you are in the financial space, like, do you think, like, is there a space for creativity there, like, where, like, or like things are fixed, because there's some industries, it becomes a problem when you're coming in with ideas. It's like you are trying to reinvent the wheel. When you look at the financial space, the space that you're in, is it possible for you to say, I came up with a new way of doing things, and this could be what I'm offering? Because like, we're seeing duplicates now of one thing over and over again. So the question is there space for creativity in your industry?
Definitely. I think auditors are seen as the most uncreative people who will wear navy every single day because also their creativity is also showing in the type of clothes. But now we have evolved as auditors. We are there to add value to the organization. So adding value means that you come up with good recommendations, and in that recommendations there would be some creative. You can actually have some innovation that you will introduce through an audit report. So it doesn't block you. Actually, in audit is a good training ground actually for people that want to move to business, because you will have a grasp of governance, risk management, and control and internal controls. Then also, when you are creative, you will actually take that into account. So you will not blindly be recommending things, but having that governance, risk, and control in mind, you will definitely. The sky is the limit. Let me just say, the sky is the limit. And as an auditor, we don't block ourselves. We are unlike the old auditors that came with checklist and tick the box. No, yeah, I like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
and I know auditors were known for that, carrying like a laptop bag with a lot of papers and their handbags wearing suits, and they will ask you questions. What is your name? How many times do you do your reconciliation? No, we have evolved. We completely evolved. So
Wow.
we have changed. Yes.
As we speak, as I'm asking you questions, I feel like we just started with this interview,
I
because
know. I know.
yeah, because I'm reminded of the fact that a lot of companies, the companies that are big, especially in our time, turnaround strategies came with the people who have uh, background in accounting. People who did accounting, they tend to be
The Vodacom guy.
people who are able to turn things around.
Remember
So
the Vodacom guy that is the Vodacom guy that is trying to sue? He's an
yes,
account. He was an accountant.
you see,
So
and I have a
you
list.
cannot box us.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. In fact, it makes sense now. In fact, as I asked you that and you answered, you kind of like opened that file. It's like I was having a file that I know that accounting people, when you want strategy, when you want to cut on cost, when you want to talk to an accounting person, they'll do it for you. So yeah, you just open that file, eh?
Yes. So
Yeah,
it's because we are being boxed, and we have evolved a lot as auditors. So we are
yeah.
not, like I said, we are not that checklist auditors anymore. We are
Mm,
there
mm.
in the business, understanding, we're there to understand the business, understand the objectives of the business, the strategy, where they are going. And because we have that knowledge and understanding, we are able to actually recommend and evolve with the business.
Wow.
So
So
we are
there's this
not,
question
we're
that
not, yes.
there's a question that I want to ask, and that question is around the like I want to see how being a Toastmaster is playing a role in your work, because what I've noticed with Toastmasters, especially with different pathways, they contribute to our workplace,
Mm.
to a point that even your communication start being effective. And at any given time, when the communication is clear and the communication is it's 100%, we tend to see results. So which pathway are you doing on Toastmasters?
I'm actually, my pathway is called presentation skills. So I chose that because in internal audit, I present a lot.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I find myself counting the when the person is speaking. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
only the Toastmaster will understand this one, this
yeah,
joke.
for sure.
So, so it's actually making me very conscious of how I speak, how I put
Yeah,
things on the table. And I have seen actually at work how they are receiving the message, because it's quite different. And
yeah,
your confidence, I would say it's on 100. The 2000s always say it's on 100. What Toastmasters does, because you meet with complete strangers. Okay, the strangers will eventually become friends,
that's
but
true. Yeah,
you have to be presenting to the strangers at first. Then you have to be presenting to these people that you are comfortable with. But these people will also assess you and be saying, Chloe, you have 5 hours in your speech, you know?
Yeah.
And the EG, because sometimes we'll be making abbreviations and assuming that everybody knows and understands these abbreviations.
Yeah.
So I think Toastmasters has actually opened my eyes wide open, and I'm very aware. I'm very aware of my communication skills. I'm very much aware. By the way, I've never been a shy person. The reason why I actually was brought at home. So our institute has on its email a link that prompts you can, when you want to join. So you can fill up your details and join Toastmasters. And then I'm like, okay, let's try this thing, you know?
Yeah. Just give it a try.
And let's give it a try.
Yeah.
In the very first meeting I attended, they were voting. They were voting for Expo, for the executive committee.
Wow, you came at the right time.
I know. I took a Brexit. I'm like, oh, no. This is definitely not for me. This is not my conversation.
Wow.
Somebody mentioned my name. When they were looking for a treasurer, somebody said, I see there is a Matlhogonolo in this group. And they mentioned my name.
Wow.
Because of I'm a very brave girl. My mother always says, my child is a very brave girl. I'm like, okay, I'll take up that role. You know? And so, Toastmasters, I was put in a deep end. I didn't know what a treasurer does. I remember I was new. I didn't even know that there was a concept of renewal or joining, creating. I know that in finance, you create invoices. But for Toastmasters, remember, I'm used to auditing these very invoices.
Yeah.
Now I'm expected to create these invoices, following up on debtors, what you call debtors, because I'm used to writing a report that, hey guys, you are not following up on this debtors. That's why we are over 90 days. And I had to learn how Toastmasters operate very quickly.
Wow.
So the Toastmasters platform, actually, I think that's one of the barriers that I had to break very quickly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was forced to. I couldn't afford to sleep on the job, because when you sleep on the job, no one will pay, no one will renew, and you'll be the only member in the club.
Yeah. Wow. So, my final. Pardon?
The stream is off. Should we finalize? Okay, let's finalize.
Okay, so like look like okay, from through the Toastmasters platform, I noticed that it has contributed to my business, and it's also assisting me. It was just yesterday I was in a meeting with one of the powerful people from my club. Like, they're in a space that I want to go into, and when I spoke with them, I noticed that there's a lot of knowledge that they have, that they shared, and I got to learn a lot. Like, in terms of encouraging someone who wants to join Toastmasters, what is it that you would promise that, this one is a guarantee that you're gonna find at Toastmasters?
First of all, guarantee you make friends.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
You'll make. Second of all, you'll open your networks. Now
that's true.
You Siyabonga, and you're not
same here. I know you
in the same club.
Yeah, and I'll never be behind on my taxes.
I know you'll never ever be behind. So I know Toastmasters is advertised as a speaking club where you learn how to speak, but there's a whole lot of benefits. So if I have to encourage somebody, I will not even talk about communication, improving your communication skills, because that's an
Yeah,
obvious. I'm sure this person has Googled that, but for me, it's more of the network of people that I have. Right now, when I am, for example, stranded with something, or when I need, because sometimes in an audit, you get a block. You know, authors, you are an author. They always say writer's block. You
yeah, yeah.
in our jobs, you also get a block, and you want somebody to actually you want to bounce an idea of somebody. Right now, I don't only have to do with my colleagues or my ex-colleagues. I do it also with my fellow Toastmasters.
Wow.
So you can, yes. So it's not only the whole you meet 2 times a week and speak and have fun. Yes, our club is about fun. But you can imagine if it's just for that twice a week, twice a month, it will not add value. But I would say it's
That's
more
true.
of the network and the friends that I've made and continue to make. And for you, I love that it has made an income for you. I'm moving towards that. As you can see, we are on this podcast, so I'll be moving there to make money out of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I agree with your list, and you've just put it very well. You've just put it very well. They say there's a quote that says, "Show me your network, and I'll tell you who you are." So they say your network is your net worth. And in Toastmasters, I love the fact that we are meeting with a whole lot of professionals who are in different industries. So this is an opportunity to network. This is an opportunity to having the opportunity to learn about other industries in a very safe space where everyone is vulnerable. Everyone is coming there to learn. No one says I know better. And this is a space where communication is observed and is taught at its best. So this is a good space. And personally, I feel like the membership that I'm paying for myself is not even enough to cover the network and the worth that I'm getting from being a member of Toastmasters. So I agree with you 100%.
Unfortunately, time is not on our side, so we have
For sure.
to. Please also, please advertise your business so that we know what your business, because you've been talking in parables that you do sales. Tell us what exactly in sales you are doing. What
Okay, so in
written and
okay,
how to contact you.
Okay, so my website is www.developingsa.co.za. This is where a lot of people can find more information. Should I miss anything as I am sharing with you what we do at Developing SA? So, Developing SA, we do sales and marketing services. On sales and marketing services, we do sales evaluation. So when we work with clients, we assist them in creation of sales plans, because we notice that a lot of businesses are able to create business plans, marketing plan, but they don't have a sales plan. And a business exists to sell. It is through selling where you can make profits. So we assist in terms of checking your sales. How much are you making? What can you improve on, and how much time are you investing in growing your sales? So that's our main focus. And we also offer secretarial services where we say a business for it to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are available around, you need to be compliant. So we help with compliance. So we assist with that. And people who are trained, they're in a position to deliver information that is current, to deliver skills that are relevant for the success of the business. So that's what we do. We do personal development on the organizational level. We do we offer a lot, but it's mostly centered around personal development, where we are training people. We do team building. There's just a lot, but people can visit our website to get more information so they can know better what is it that we do at Developing SA.
And which club are you part of? The Toastmasters
Oh,
Club?
I'm part of Midrand Story Masters. So it's Midrand Story. It's Waterfall Story Masters. So we are in Midrand. Waterfall Story Masters. It's in Midrand, and I do PR there. Something that I love. I think they notice that every time when I speak, every time when I take a role,
Yes.
I'll create a poster for myself and advertise, invite people. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing PR for that, and that's what has been happening right now. We are also on Instagram. You can follow our page on Instagram. It's Waterfall Story Masters. So yeah, it's a platform that I'm part of. But now I'm a member of like the Toastmasters family as a whole, because I visit other clubs also.
Yes. And yes, we forgot to mention that part, that I'm also I've mentioned that so our club is restricted to internal auditors because we are under the Institute of Internal Auditors. But when you're a Toastmasters member, you can also visit other members, other clubs. So you're not
That's
only
true.
restricted to the auditors. So you don't have to be seeing auditors every single week or every 2 weeks. So that's the advantage also of joining Toastmasters. So the network will not only be restricted to your Toastmasters club, but also we have to mention that your Toastmasters club does not restrict according to profession. So if people are
Yes,
interested in joining, they can actually join. But if you're an internal auditor, come and join us. Come and join us. My email address is coffeematlaisane@gmail.com. My cell phone number is 082-7777-872. So if you want to join the Institute of Internal Auditors Toastmasters Club, you can actually call me, WhatsApp me. This is how free I am. And I will repeat my number so that you, if you've grabbed a pen, I will repeat my number. It's 082 7777872. And you can go and your lotto lucky numbers today is 7 because my cell phone number has a lot of 7. So good luck. I'd like to see many millionaires,
yeah.
Yes. Oh, but thank you so much, Sia. Thank you for this
Yes,
conversation. I really enjoyed
thank you,
myself.
Matlhogonolo.
I
Same here.
really, I really learned a lot. And this is what
Same
this
here.
podcast is about, the Empower Talks. It's where we dissect the conversation and we empower each other to reach our own potentials.
For
But
sure.
thank you
I've
so
also
much.
learned a lot. I've also learned a
Yes.
lot. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to repeat, if you to the viewers at home, if you'd like to receive notifications of this podcast, actually there's a bell, click on it and you will notify. So you subscribe to this and click on the bell so that if there is any new videos that are uploaded, you will be notified immediately. Then you can watch. Thank you so much. I enjoyed myself. You can see that I'm a very fun auditor. I'm wearing green. I'm
Yes.
wearing a navy blue suit, a navy blue jacket, but ignore the navy blue. So I'm a different auditor. But thank you so much. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for the learning. Thank you for the nuggets. Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.